And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had a wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
When will Americans realize we're not the good guys? This was an op-ed piece that was in truthdig.com. The link is in the show notes below. I love Truthdig. They do good stuff there. Lee Camp is a contributing writer there. Chris Hedges writes there. They do a lot of really good stuff. And this really goes into the breakdown here, especially as we're ramping into another war with Iran. We've been trying to get to war with Iran since they deposed the Shah in 1979. And this is a valuable thing. I don't think a lot of Americans realize, because the corporate media talks about, oh, we got these evil dictators in all these countries, and no one's talking about all the evil stuff we're doing. All the bombs we've dropped, all the lives we've killed, and families we've ruined, and schools and everything that we've just destroyed for profit, for oil, for power, for resources. Like, we keep thinking we're the liberators from World War II. We're not. It hasn't been that in a long time. I mean, literally World War II. I mean, just about everywhere else we've gone where we shouldn't have been. This author talks about it. He's like, because he's older, and he's like, and can you imagine in the 70s, if you would have told people in the 70s that in 30, 40 years, America would be in war all over the place? It's crazy. But first there's this article from the New York Times where it says this, talking about Tehran. American intelligence and military officers are working on additional clandestine plans to counter Iranian aggression in the Persian Gulf, pushed by the White House to develop new options that could help deter Tehran without escalating tensions into a full-out conventional war, according to current and former officials. And this is the point that this author brings up. When it comes to Washington's never-ending war on terror, that one phrase you're not likely to find in such media coverage will be American aggression. It's always Iranian aggression. What? We've surrounded Iran with bases. We have Iraq and Afghanistan on either side, and we're just like waiting to swallow them up. This is what we do. It's like, and not to excuse any of the stuff that the Iranian government has ever done, any of their aggressive moves or any of the things they've done against their own citizens, not excusing any of that, but we just push people and push people. Again, I'm not excusing what the Chinese government has done, but when we do military naval maneuvers in the Sea of, the Sea of Japan, like right off their shore, how would we do that? How would we respond? If the Chinese or Iranian Navy was, 25, 30 miles off the shore, coast of California here. We're just tooling around in the Gulf of Mexico. Come on. Oh, Mexico's one of our allies. We're just helping them out. There's no way we would tolerate that. We almost went to World War III because Russia was sending ships to Cuba back in the 60s. It was the Cuban Missile Crisis. That's the closest anyone's ever gotten with their Navy to our shores. And yet we do this crap off everybody's shores all the time. We flex our muscles and then we wonder why they act with aggression. And then let's look at our history, right? Let's look at our history. Saddam Hussein, specific to Iran, right? So let's go back. So in 1953, Mossadegh was a democratically elected leader. He said he was going to nationalize the oil. We said no. The CIA got him out. We put in the Shah of Iran, who was a brutal dictator for 20 years. Shah gets thrown out because under the Shah's brutal dictatorship, it helped fundamental Islam flourish. The Ayatollah was a young man who saw the Shah torture like family members. That's how he got radicalized. We helped create that guy. We helped create radical, fundamentalist, violent Islam. We helped create that, right? So then when the Shah is thrown out by the Ayatollah, and there's the hostage crisis, they take the embassy and hold them hostage. We then back Saddam Hussein in the Iraq-Iran war. Now we're really like, can't use chemical weapons. You can't. Chemical weapons are bad. You're right. Syria, Assad used them against his own people. Saddam Hussein used them, whatever. Oh wait. Saddam, his use of chemical weapons against Iranian troop concentrations that American military intelligence helped him target. We helped Saddam use chemical weapons in the 80s against Iran. How are we the good guys again? American media never says American aggression. Look what we've done. And look where we are today. U.S. Special Operations Forces deployed to 149 countries in 2017. That's approximately 75% of the world we deployed our military to. Anybody deploy their army on our soil? If Russia or China was doing that, we would be outraged. If Iran was doing that, is Iran sending their troops over to 75% of the world? Again, not excusing anything bad that they've done, but look what we do. We think we're so great. We have perhaps 800 military garrisons. 800 bases over 75% of the world. U.S. Navy patrols most of its oceans and seas on which U.S. unmanned aerial drones conduct assassination strikes across a surprising range of countries. Our drones do that. We flew one probably into Iranian airspace and they shot it down. And we claim, oh, it wasn't. It was just a surveillance drone. What? There's kids in the Middle East who are growing up with PTSD from the sound of our drones. That's the United States. We're not dropping candy bars and American flags. We're not dropping school books. We're not dropping medical supplies. We're dropping death. One of the reasons I got an electric car was every time I was filling up my gas car, I felt like I was pouring blood in the tank, because that's what we have to get oil. We can kill staggering numbers of civilians, destroy cities, uproot populations, create hordes of refugees with our never-ending wars across Great Middle East and Africa. And then we blame the refugees that we created. How dare they want to come here after we blew up their country? America needs to wake up. Share this with your friends. Show them the stats. People in other parts of the world view us as the evil bad guy, because we are. We're the only ones doing this. We outspend the next 10 countries combined with our military. Again, I'm not excusing any aggressive stuff Russia has done, is doing. Same thing with China. But we're the worst. And we're helping. If we weren't so aggressive, would these countries be that aggressive? I doubt it. If we came with peace and we said we want to help, we're the richest country in the history of the world. We've taken care of all of our American citizens. There's no more homeless people. We have free college tuition. We have the cleanest drinking water in the world. We have Medicare for all. We have $15 because we have a Green New Deal. We put every American to work because we're going to save the planet. And we want to bring that to your country. Do you think they would be aggressive with us? Do you think they'd want to blow us up? If we said we're going to lead the way with peace and saving the planet with a Green New Deal because we have limited time. Some people say 20 years, some people say 10, some people say 5, some people say 2. No point in getting into an argument over which scientist is right, but we all know the time is limited. Be it 2 or 20 years, our time is limited. And America should be leading the world on saving the human race with peace. America could be this benevolent, like father, grandfather, parent, grandmother, mother, like, come, we can take care of you. Like Lady Liberty, we'll take care of you. Give me you're sick, you're tired, you're poor. We're going to fix and save the world. And we could be this beacon of hope for the whole world. People don't need to come here. We could spread it. We could not spread our bombs and our terror and our horror and our greed, but spread our like, the idea of America, in my opinion, is perfect. The Constitution, the Bill of Rights, these are brilliant political documents. We could be spreading this everywhere. We need to start here in America. We're a sick country. We're like a country of abused people. We're abusers and abused, and we are in denial about how awful we are. And we could be the light that shine the way for the rest of the world. But we got to wake up to the realities of who we are first. We got to admit the fact that this country is founded on genocide and slavery.